Hi folks, Steve the Hurricane here. On today's episode of A Drink with the Hurricane, we're going to continue to discuss creating a preferred providers group. Cheers. This is A Drink with the Hurricane, the home care sales and marketing talk show that discusses all things growing your home care business. So creating a preferred providers group is an exclusive featured 90-minute presentation as part of the upcoming Hurricane Homecare Millionaires Bootcamp this July in St. Louis, Missouri. It is going to be an amazing event, I assure you. Get your tickets now, folks. Early bird is going to end soon, and it gives you 40% discount off the full price. So this is one slide of about 15 slides in a 90-minute presentation that will be exclusively featured at the Millionaires Bootcamp. And today last week I talked about taking leadership and organizing your own group. Today I'm going to talk about creating a name for your group as one bullet on the slide. At the event, you'll see the rest of it. But for today, let's talk about creating a name for your group. The reason why you want to create a name for your group, and it could be something professional or it could be something unprofessional. The reason why you want to create a name for your group is because it allows for people to feel like they belong to something. It's one thing to say we have a preferred provider group. It's another thing to say I belong to the You Can group or I belong to the natural disasters group. Because when people feel like they belong to something, that means that they take pride in it. They want to be a part of it. They're excited to be a part of it. They're excited to where the organization or the group is going. They want to be a part of something greater than themselves, which is the whole purpose of creating this preferred provider group. The ultimate goal of the group, as I had mentioned last week, is to provide better outcomes. The secondary goal is to grow all the organizations together. So it becomes an exciting, fun vision that's shared, that we all are working towards this vision together, in which all organizations thrive and grow together. Now, my story, when I first started my preferred provider group, I went with the unprofessional name first. I actually created one later on at the bootcamp. I'll talk about the You Can program, which was the professional group that I created. That's another slide altogether. But for this purpose, the natural disasters was my group. Back in February of 2006, my business partner, Brian, who was my boss at the time, he gave me the nickname Steve the Hurricane. He basically sat me down, gave me a raise, and the raise was to pay me what I was worth. Whatever I brought into his organization, I was going to get a cut of. It was a revenue share deal. And I said, well, if I'm going to get paid what I'm worth, then I'm going to be a force of nature out there. And then Brian goes, Steve, I want you to be a hurricane. And that's when I got the nickname Steve the Hurricane. So as soon as I got the Steve the Hurricane, I went out to my power partners. I started seeing him on a regular basis anyway. And I said, hey, Joe, guess what? Brian just gave me this nickname. Now I'm Steve the Hurricane. And Joe is like, well, if you're Steve the Hurricane, then I'm going to be Joe the Flood. And I'm like, ooh, raining devastation on the home care, healthcare industry together. And he was from an assisted living community. Later on, I meet my buddy Michelle, who I love to death. And I'm like, Michelle, I'm the Hurricane. This is Joe. He's the Flood. And she's like, well, honey, if you're the Hurricane and you're the Flood, well, then I'm the tornado up in here. And I said, oh, yes, we are the natural disasters, right? That was the nickname of our group. Well, then eventually we added an avalanche. We added a storm. We added an earthquake and a volcano and all these other great names to create the group that was a fun meeting of other marketers and business owners to meet on a regular, consistent basis, share best practices, make sure that we're referring each other, talk about the outcomes of our patients. And what ended up happening from this group that started out as a fun just nickname and we'd meet up, it turned out to be a preferred provider group where every single person who was part of this group ended up having more business than they could possibly handle. We're talking home health and hospice reps who maxed out their bonus every month. Assisted living, independent living communities that had 100% occupancy with a full 20, 30 person waiting list. And of course, my company, which I was able to grow from $600,000, $700,000 a year to over $5 million a year, billing out $115,000, $116,000 a week. That's the potential that comes from having a preferred provider group. And in all essence, yeah, I took leadership and organized it, but by having the name, having it natural disasters, It was a lot of fun, and it made people want to be a part of it. People used to seek me out to be a part of it. I'd explain the parameters of being in the group, which helped me to be selective with it, and it helped all of us to grow and dominate our marketplace. Now, this is one bullet on one slide of a 90-minute presentation on how to create a preferred provider group, which is an exclusive topic that will only be done at the Millionaires Bootcamp. If you want to create a preferred providers group, if you want to have more referrals and more business than you know how to handle and know what to do with, you sign up for that Hurricane Marketing Bootcamp right now, save 40% off the ticket price before March 31st, and I'll see you in St. Louis, where I'm going to give you everything you need to blow away the competition.